Hello, YouTube. It's Andrew, the Bearded Giant. I'd like to welcome you all to this evening's show. And yeah, look at that. I think I'm live. Not sure. Video and audio is good. Nice. Okay. I hear ya. I hear ya. I have a little bit of the cold or under the weather thing going on here. Dave over at Bois Homestead is off the grid, and so his technology resources are a bit of he's a bit limited, so he's not using all of his equipment. So I think tomorrow they go back online, or they go back on the grid, and that means they get a refrigerator and whatever else that they are living without. So let's see. Mom, thanks for coming. Sam and Dave, Heidi. Let's see who all else is here. Virginia, thanks for stopping by. Amanda. Yeah, that looks like it's it. All of you who are here, thank you. Gary, thanks for coming by, Gary. Okay, so as most of you know, last weekend, I'm pointing that way, which is opposite of what I think I'm pointing, because it's being reversed, so it's freaking me out. So last weekend, I went down to Atlanta, Georgia, and attended a conference called Workbench Con. And it is for content creators who basically are makers. That's a pretty broad category, but that's basically what it was. And we discussed search engine optimization and building communities and social media platforms like Instagram and search engines like Pinterest, and the importance of building your own website and YouTube and all sorts of stuff around content creation. Hello, Ian. Welcome tonight. And so this past year for 2018, I primarily just had this YouTube channel, and I did a little bit of Instagram because that's a picture sharing thing. And my Instagram, hey Sean, nice to see you. Welcome. Instagram is can you turn the mic up just a tad bit for you? No, Dave, I can't. I could try to speak louder or lean into it a little bit, but I have the mic turned all the way up on my OBS software. I have not started using an external mic yet with this setup. I'm just using the laptop. So what you got is what you got. Sorry. So what was I saying? Yeah, Workbench Con. Learned a lot, met some great people. It was great. It was fantastic. So Sam from Green Acre Workshop, who lives up in North Carolina, was able to buzz on over and join as well. And so that was really cool to meet a fellow YouTuber who Me, yeah, Dave, I don't know what I could do for you, man. If I knew sign language, I would give you sign language. So what I'm talking about is something that I did, and I had a good time. So anyway, one of the important things I learned in this conference is the need to have your own website, an anchor point for your content. Because if you have your own website, it's yours. You paid for it, you're paying for the hosting, all the content is yours. If you are posting on Instagram, they may choose to take your post down. If you're posting on YouTube, they may choose to take your post down. Facebook, same thing. It is not your platform, it is their platform, and they have the right to curate their platform, which is fine. So I'm not really concerned about my stuff being taken down because it's not salacious or racy or anything like that. But I do want a central hub to work from, and so I pulled the trigger and I bought a domain, and I Sam's saying preach it. I bought a domain, and I bought a hosting service, and I'm not ready yet to share my website because it's just a shell. It's just a shell of a website. But I believe by next Thursday, 1 week from today, I think it will be pretty well built. That it'll be interesting for you guys to visit. If you want to go check it out before then, you're more than welcome. But it's just gonna be a work in progress. It's not gonna be all that informative or interesting unless you just want to see how I go. If you want to see my progress, it is thebeardedgiant.net. Thebeardedgiant.net. So I tried to buy thebeardedgiant.com, but someone else purchased it with the idea of selling it. So they they want to sell it to me for $250 to $2,500, and I don't really want to play that game. So I I offered $25 for it, and I don't think I'll get it because it costs about $5 to $12 to buy a domain, so their profit margin won't be that high. So that's exciting to me because I'm going to have this website, and it's going to be a blog of sorts. I'll post videos there that are hosted on YouTube. And on my site, I'm going to kind of have three topics I talk about, and then kind of a fourth. So I'm going to talk about being a maker and that process. So that'll be one series, and that's primarily the bulk of my YouTube channel is being a maker. I'm going to talk about riding motorcycle and my enjoyment of riding, and I have shared some of that on YouTube, but I'm going to share much less on YouTube and share a bit more on the website. So my YouTube channel won't be diluted with so much motorcycle stuff. I still will probably have some, but it'll be less. The motorcycle primarily be on my website. And then I'm going to take up a new topic, and it's just going to be on the website, and that is beard and the maintenance of a beard. I mean, my beard always looks scraggly and stuff, but that's, I think, just my genetics. But talk about beard oil and beard balm and different kinds of combs and that sort of stuff. And I see Gary's asking the question, will I offer plans on projects? I will have to figure out how and what kind of software to use to build those plans. And then I will. My real simple ones I'll just give away for free. But I'll definitely do cut lists and some of that information. I might refine my flip table and do some plans for that, because I really like this table, my flip table. But there's got to be some software out there that's fairly user friendly for a guy like me to draw up some simple plans. I am going out on a limb by saying I hope most makers have the skill and creativity to take a basic set of plans and then make it their own. I don't really want to provide like super detailed drawings that are like engineered, because that's not me. That's not my personality. I'll just kind of wing it, and I'll provide a basic set of plans that someone else can wing it from and use it as inspiration. So yes, so I'm very excited about that. I do know that I have the ability to embed YouTube videos on an external website, because I see it all over the place, and I know people talk about it too. But what I'm wondering, for those of you who are experienced YouTubers, and I got to do some research on this too, can you embed an unlisted video? I suspect you can, and I suspect people will be able to view it on my website. I'm also wondering, will views from an embedded video that's unlisted count towards watch time and the general welfare of your YouTube channel? Yeah, I know private won't do it. That's just kind of just turning the switch off. And unlisted is unlocking the door but closing the door. So anyway, I got to do some research on that. Yeah. So anyway, so what I may do is shoot like my moto vlog videos and all that, and host them on YouTube, but just make them unlisted and then embed them on my webpage. And if anyone who wants to see my motorcycle stuff, or if I do a beard video for some reason, how to massage your beard because it feels so good to massage your beard, then I'll create a YouTube video, set it as unlisted, and embed it on the webpage. And then for those who want to go view that, they can view it from my webpage. Yes. I also you can also post them, got a massage. Yeah. I do. I know someone who is a woodworker who is thinking about, I think it's more than thinking. I believe they're actually prototyping some beard combs. And I have volunteered to test out his combs for him, because I would like that. And speaking of testing out those combs, he knows who it is. He's in the room. They should be unfinished, or if you do finish them, only finish them with a natural oil, because when using beard oil, you want the beard oil to season the comb. So anyway, what I was thinking is, if you want to brand your beard comb, and we had talked about making a brand, an actual brand that you heat up and you sear into the wood, the spine of the comb. But if you don't have that brand to actually sear into the comb, I was thinking you could do a vinyl cutout and use it as a template, or a template, and sit it on the spine, and then uh, spray lacquer maybe some semi-gloss of that template, and that way when you look at the spine, it's shiny and it's like a ghost image. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, someone's talking about skipping YouTube altogether. I don't want to skip YouTube altogether, because they are experts at hosting videos. I am not an expert at hosting videos. They are an expert at search and distribution of videos, and they have huge servers that they can host all this. My hosting, I don't want to use up all my memory hosting large files for videos. I'd rather let YouTube do that. And then I can just embed, and people can watch those unlisted videos from YouTube on my channel. So I get the benefit of YouTube's expertise in hosting and delivering content, but without the cost to me for a large dollar value, a large dollar hosting plan, and all the hassle that comes with that. I'll let the experts deal with that. I'm already slightly overwhelmed with all that it takes to create a website. And what's kind of cool is I'm using YouTube videos to teach me how to do it. And I'm following along with this one gentleman who has basically said, download this. It's going to be a template, and it's WordPress. WordPress is the primary hosting software, or not, YouTube design, website design software in the world. Like 70% or 60% or some very large number of websites use WordPress. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So I'm basically following this guy along who's making a basic website, and he's going, all right, do this, do this, do this. All right, put your own picture in here, do this, do this, do this. Put your own text in here, do this, do this, do this. And so I just play the video, learn that little section, pause the video, go over to my website from the control panel and the WordPress software, and I do those things that he says. And I'm basically building a basic website and learning some features about WordPress at my own rate, which is, taking me time, because I come home from work and, I gotta feed the cat, and, I gotta, all the stuff I have to do, which isn't very much. So then I work on my website, and I've been neglecting making blah, 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 blah. YouTube, yeah, WordPress, PHP coding, WordPress container. Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to compete against YouTube. They got it figured out. And people complain about how little you make from Google AdSense on YouTube, but look at it this way. YouTube is providing a platform for you to share your content for free. And if you meet certain requirements, they will share some of their ad revenue with you. So you are not outlaying any money of your own for hosting huge files for other people to use. And there's this distribution network, and there's chat features and all that stuff. You don't have to pay for it. When I bought my domain and paid for the hosting, I outlaid a few $100s just for the ability to host a website, and YouTube doesn't charge you a penny. And if you meet a certain criteria, they'll share some of the revenue with you. I, right now, am at about 1,000 subscribers, a couple hundred views a day. I make between 80 cents and $1 a day, so almost $30 a month for free. I'm not going to make a living off that, but I'm not paying a monthly fee to host these videos. It's amazing. I think it's amazing. And people unfortunately complain that they don't make enough money on YouTube and all this stuff. Well, I don't feel sorry for you. You're not paying to host. You're not managing the servers. You're not doing all the marketing. You're not doing all that stuff. They're letting you do it for free. And if you meet a certain criteria, they'll even share some of their ad revenue with you, which I think it's great. People complain it's not enough, but you're looking at a gift horse in a mouth. If you want to make money, do some other things. Sell plans, sell t-shirts, do affiliate marketing, do all kinds of different things. Sell product you make, all that stuff. Speaking of money, and YouTube, AdSense, which is Google owns YouTube. They have a minimum payout. Their minimum payout is $100, so they won't cut you a check until you make $100. So it's you have to make your first $100, and they only cut checks once a month, which is reasonable. I mean, think of all the millions and millions and millions of people who get little tiny checks from YouTube. So they had to put a threshold somewhere. Pretty reasonable, $100, fairly reasonable. They're not cutting, $17 checks. They let it build up to at least $100. Bath bombs. So I am at, Dave was a good guess. I am at $93 today. $93. And this is the last day of February. So if I don't make $7 more today, I have to wait till the end of March before they cut a check, which is fine. Which is really fine. It's not that big of a deal, but I am so close to making that $100 level. So I was going to ask if any of you would be so kind or so willing if you would share a couple of super chats with me. A super chat is where you can donate some money towards me. YouTube takes a 30% cut. So if there was a $10, so Sam just gave me $7. That's almost enough. If someone else pledged $3, that would be a total of $10, and I get 70% of that, which would be $7, and I would make that $100 mark. Sam, you rock. Dave, you rock. Thank you so much. Everyone else, you're off the hook. You're off the hook. Sam and Dave forked over more than enough. That was very generous of you guys, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you. I get a payday from YouTube next month. Yay! Woo! That's some Canadian money. I don't know how much that is, but I'll take Canadian money too. It's got to be worth something. Oh, if Kevin from Making Sawdust was here, he'd make some sort of Canadian to US dollar joke that I can never figure out. But thank you so much, Dave and Amanda. I appreciate it. Okay. So let me so got me thinking about if at first you don't succeed, skydiving probably isn't for you. That's such a dumb joke. If at first you don't succeed, maybe skydiving's not for you. This other bad joke I have for you. I just spent 8 hours linking all my watches together. It was a waste of time. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Being sick and laughing. It's good for the soul, but not so good for the throat or the lungs. Whew. In case you guys didn't get that, I spent the last 8 hours linking all my watches together. It was a waste to form a belt. It was a waste of time. Sorry, Sam, no refunds. So a pun walks into a bar and kills 10 people. Pun in, 10 dead. Pun and tell. That's silly, Sean. So some of you know Brandon. Yeah, Sam gave me a hobbit illness. Yeah. What was amazing was how furry his feet were. Sam's feet were just, I don't know how he got shoes on with all that fur. Just kidding, Sam. Some of you know Brandon Davis that are in this room. Others of you don't. He attends some of the live streams. But was it last night? Last night or the night before, he called me. He called me last night and was talking about AR-500 steel, which is I don't know exactly what the properties are, but it's used in targets, and he's ordering some of this steel and wants some help making a reactive target. So I might help him out with that here soon. And Sean Sean Mason in the room. He was talking to me 2 weeks ago, something like that, about helping him make a smoker for barbecuing, and then building it in a fashion so it could be painted to look like a not a Weeble, a minion. One of those little cartoony characters from Despicable Me. So that might be a project I pick up here at some point. Working with a couple of people who live near me. Yeah. So at this conference, so I'm all over the board. You guys who know me know me. I work with people, and I know people and have family locally who watch my content, and I'm always flattered when I hear that. I'm always flattered to hear that they watch and they enjoy some of my videos. But when I was at the conference, I'll talk about that here in a minute, Sam. When I was at the conference, a couple walked up to me and said, "Are you the bearded giant?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they go, "Yeah, we watch your stuff." They were from Chicago. So I was so flattered. I felt so good that these people recognized me. And that felt good. And then a little bit later in the conference, I was chatting with a gentleman who has a channel, who does kind of similar stuff to me, makes things. And we did a sticker swap, and that's something that we do kind of in the YouTube community, Instagram community, is you get stickers and you trade them with other people. Anyway, so I was trading my sticker with him, and he goes, "I just watched one of your videos last week." So he recognized my logo, and that also felt really cool. He lives in Florida, so that's pretty sweet. Let's see. Maybe I can show you. I put some of the stickers up on my board. Let's see if I can make you all motion sick and lift up my laptop and show you my sticker board, because I got some new stickers. How's that working? It's not really working. I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't have to go like that. I should be able to just walk over here. That must be really annoying for you folks. But there's a bunch of the stickers I got. Unfortunately, the lighting isn't so great, but sorry. Oh, here. Let's see if I can show you some of this swag. I don't know if you can see some of this. See all that the Gorilla Glue products? Gorilla Glue was one of the sponsors there. And they said, take what you want. And since I was flying, I just took a bunch of the small stuff. Some super glue and some epoxy and different things. Some small samples of wood glue. Looks like that's a stolen sign, Andrew. Well, I wouldn't so much say stolen as found. It was a found object on the side of the road, laying in the dirt. So, yeah, it's not a city sign. It's a detour sign, like from construction, that got left behind on some road project. That, yeah, Sam. Amanda's talking about Gorilla Glue and Sam's project because Sam was there at the conference with me, so he was able to leave with some Gorilla uh, adhesive products as well, which is really cool. Um, yeah. So did I take the booth, babe? Well, they might have. Well, I don't know if they would have noticed me walking out with her over my shoulder. Maybe. No, I didn't risk it, Jim. I thought I was play it safe and not pick her up. Oh yeah, Sam wanted. They had a couple of 1 gallon jugs of wood glue, uh, Gorilla foam wood glue, um, and he didn't want to carry it, so he asked if he could come back for it. Well, when he went back for it, it was already claimed. Um, yeah, Jim. Some of Gorilla Glue, some of their first glue, I worked with some of it for the first time back in, when was that? Uh, 2004, maybe. And it wasn't very viscous, but then it foamed up. Yeah, I didn't expect that the first time I used it. It's kind of messy to deal with. But yeah, I've used some of their other products, some of their super glue and whatnot, and it's real nice, real quality stuff. Um, yeah. Uh, so let's see. Let's see what do we got going on here. Okay. To be honest, I only used that glue, the one, I don't say the one time, but that one sort of period of time, um, because I didn't really understand the properties of it. So Gary's asking, how is my forging video coming along? Well, it's not, Gary. I haven't done anything with it. But what I would like to do is spend some time this weekend going through that footage. So there's a good possibility, a good possibility I will publish the forging video that, for those of you who don't know, Gary and I, Gary's the bearded woodworker. He and I met another content creator here in Oregon, and he was gracious enough to help us and teach us how to forge a knife using a railroad spike as the material. And Gary was on top of it and edited his video footage and published a video. I have not done that yet. I have probably 6 hours of footage. I need to condense down to 10 to 15 minutes. Yes. So Gary, Oliver is a fan of yours, and he found your channel through mine. So you're welcome, Gary. Also, Gary, Oliver is collecting materials to do his own forging. So he'll probably beat me to it, but I'll say it's a slight race between Oliver and I to get forges set up. I have some other projects I want to do before I set up a forge. For instance, my soapbox derby car, which is coming up awfully quick. So, have I had any contact with anyone from Workbench Creator? Yes. I have picked up a ton of Instagram followers maybe 50 or more Instagram followers. Instagram isn't as important to me, but it's cool. It's cool to get that. And I know I have gotten some new YouTube subscribers, maybe 5 or 6 that are from the conference. But Big Lou, remember Big Lou, the shorter guy from Florida, who is overweight, but he sat with us for a while. Sam, Big Lou and I have been talking, so that's pretty cool. I reached out to Sarah Fogel, who is who's the one who did the presentation on Pinterest, and she sent me her slide deck, or her presentation slides, because I wanted to review them. And she invited me to a group on Tailwind. Tailwind is a app that Tailwind is an app that plugs in to help you manage Pinterest, and there are like private groups. Anyway, she invited me to one of those, and so I joined that. Yeah, Big Lou's workshop. So Big Lou has, I believe, two channels. He has his workshop channel, which he just released. He's very similar to Sam, and he just started a workshop channel. But he had a movie, or has a movie review channel that he's been doing for years. So anyway, I'm excited to work with Lou. Really nice guy. He works out of his garage in Florida. In fact, he's the one who had watched my installation video and said, "Hey, I just watched your video this last week." So we hit it off. The interweb show, is that Sam? Is that Big Lou's? Is that Big Lou's movie review channel? I don't remember his name. The name of that one. Oh, so anyway, it's really cool to meet people. And there's some other people I've kind of chatted with a little bit on Instagram, but not much. So Sam and Amanda. So Sam from Green Acre Workshop, and Amanda from Bois Homestead, and I did a little collaboration project. And they followed the rules and I didn't. I jumped the gun and released my video a week early because I had a time warp problem or something. But anyway, their videos just dropped this morning. And it's called, we're kind of calling it the broom thingy collaboration. And there's a link in my description with the playlist. And basically what it was is we made something to hold a broom. That's simple. Just make something that holds a broom. I made a rack to hold my push broom, my standard broom, and my dustpan. I made it out of scrap metal and painted it red and hung it up in the wall. The video's in that playlist. If you watch that playlist, you'll see all 3 of our videos. And Sam made a like a compression holder that holds one broom. Pretty slick little design. He made it out of wood, and it slides in and holds with compression. Really cool idea. I've seen commercial versions that are sort of like that, but Sam did a great job. And then Amanda, she took a slightly different approach, but totally nailed the spirit. And she made a broom holder where the broom handle Uh, uh, so the Blue Bike and Doyle, he's a motorcycle guy, and he has a series called Dickin' Around in the Shed, where he does sort of discussion like what I'm doing in his shed, where he maintains and keeps his Harley Davidson. So yes, I am hanging out in my shed doing the same thing, except my motorcycle's in the garage. So anyway, back to Amanda. Back to Amanda. So Amanda made a boot brush holder that you can take the bristles out and put it on your broom handle and use it as a broom. But the stand also holds the pole, the broom stick. But it's in such a fashion that it holds the stick, and you can use that stick kind of to steady yourself as you're cleaning your boot. Um, Very clever, very clever. I like it. So check out and Amanda did all this off the grid because Amanda and Dave are doing an experiment in the month of February where they cut the power to their house, and they spent all month of February. Today's their last day. Spent all month of February without power, so they're having to rely on solar panels and wood heat and battery powered devices and the use of a generator sometimes. And they've had to use snow, bring in buckets of snow and let it melt and use that to fill up the tank on their toilet. It's quite an experience. They have a handful of videos about their experience being off the grid, and I believe they're doing a premiere, a YouTube premiere after my live stream. And what a premiere is, it's a video that they've shot and edited and posted to be released at a certain time. And then when it's released at that certain time, for just that period that the video is playing, there's a chat room just like what you see here in a live stream. So it's a hybrid between posted content and a live stream. So it's a pre-recorded video they did that for only the amount of time that the video is being shown the first time, you can chat, which is a cool little experience. So anyway, I believe Dave and Amanda from Bois Homestead. And if you want, guys, throw a link in the chat for your premiere, and maybe some of these fine folks will come over and watch your premiere with you. I will. So yeah, it was a fun collaboration. And again, I'm the one who got confused and released my video a full week in advance. So I'm sorry, guys. But I think we're gonna do some more projects like this. That was a buddy of mine just calling me, and I will call him back in a minute. Yeah. So, like for instance, I want to build a stool for my shed, and I want to put it on casters so I can move it around and sit on it and whatnot. So I think I might propose that to our group of content creators as a possible collaboration. We could do a stool video. It could be a step stool. Could be an ottoman, where you rest your feet on when you're sitting on the couch. Take a seat. Sam, that's a great name. Take a seat. Take a seat collab. That's great. It could be a small bench. It Could be a chair or a stool. It should be a sitting implement that you can pick up. So it needs to be small enough that you can pick it up and carry it, or scoot it around. Yes. We're going to talk about this later. Chair's fine, Amanda. Yeah, I think take a seat. It would imply anything you can sit on. So stool, chair, bench, unstable pile of wood. You're kind of so yeah. And it looks like Gary might be interested in that one too. So yeah, I think we should do that. We'll come up with some rules and lay out the parameters. And maybe I'll follow the rules. Maybe I'll follow the rules this next time, and be a team player. So anyway, I had a great weekend last weekend, hanging out and learning with other content creators. It was fantastic to meet Sam in person. He's a wonderful guy. There's a picture of us standing next to each other, floating around either on Instagram or Facebook. For those of you who know me in person, you know I'm on the taller side, and Sam is built a little closer to the sidewalk than I am, and so standing next to each other, we're kind of, varying heights. Sam, post your workshop video that we did from Atlanta. So Sam and I did a live stream on his workshop channel from Atlanta last weekend. And if you want to see Sam and I interact on video, check out this video. We primarily talk about our experience at the conference, but it's biased. I think it's interesting because we're all pretty stoked. We're pretty stoked about what we're learning. Yeah. So let me just take a poll. How many that are in the chat with us are medium to active Pinterest users? Andrew and Sam interacting. Yeah, we were interacting. I learned that Pinterest is a visual search engine. Yeah, Leanna, she's active on Pinterest. I always thought it was like Instagram, where it's just a place to share pictures. But apparently, well, what I learned is behind those pictures are links to websites and links to other things. So you can create basically like a thumbnail sort of thing, a picture, and link to your website. You can link to other people's websites. You can link to YouTube. No, Sam lives in North Carolina. So I started a Pinterest account, and I'm playing around with it and seeing how that goes. It's really seeming to be embraced by the arts and craft community. There's a whole section of do-it-yourself arts and crafts, and I don't necessarily think what I do falls under arts and crafts, but there's some similarity, I suppose, between making, you know, making things out of metal or wood and making other things. Anyway, so I'm giving it a shot. See how it treats me. You know, maybe I'll get some engagement out of it, get some views. I linked um, Sam's broom holder video to my Pinterest board, and I'm gonna link Amanda's broom video to my Pinterest board here once I come up with a picture, a thumbnail for that. So, Doyle, my soapbox racing thing needs to start. That race is in August, and I am going to Sturgis the last week of July and the first week of August. So I got to get it done before I leave for Sturgis, the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. So I really got to pick up the pace and get started on that. I've been collecting some metal to work on it, but I want to build a camera gantry that hangs from my ceiling, so I can document my frame build for the soapbox, because I find using a tripod in my shed to be cumbersome. My space is limited, and the tripod footprint on the floor takes up valuable space. So I'm taking inspiration from what Gary, the bearded woodworker, did in his garage shop. Is he built a gantry system that attaches to his garage door. So he's using the rails from his garage door as a track to let his camera move on, and then he built lateral movement and a swivel movement in it with some articulating arms. You have to go watch this video. Gary, post a link to your video. There you go. And it works really well. So I was impressed, and I want to do something similar. Obviously, I don't have garage door railing in here. I have French doors, but I have 9 feet from the floor to the bottom of my rafters, which gives me plenty of space, so I can build a track system and just keep it a few inches from the bottom of the rafters and still have more than 8 feet of clearance in here, and not feel crimped. And that way, Sam's teasing me about the French doors. So I bought these French doors from a guy on Craigslist, and I wanted some fairly weather resistant or weatherproof doors that opened up more than a standard door, so I could get things in. Kevin, you've caught the very tail end of the live stream, and you'll have to go back and watch from the beginning, because I must say there's some cool stuff. But what is very fortunate, Kevin, is you're in time for Dave and Amanda Bois Homestead for their premiere. So it's going to start after this. So, yes, Dave or Amanda, post the link to your premiere again in the chat, or Sam, you can post the premiere for them. Any of you blue Smurfy guys, post a link to their premiere, so that those who want to can open that up in a different tab and then just switch over and watch their premiere. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. And thank you, those of you who donated to my cause to allow me to get paid by Google 1 month earlier than what I would have been otherwise. Crazy people don't know they're crazy. I know I'm crazy, so I'm not crazy. Yes, that's good. Dave, thanks for coming by. Uh, Everyone, thank you for coming by. And Kevin, I am slightly envious that you're having pie for dinner. Um, I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. All right, I'm signing off. Everyone who wants to, let's move the party over to Bois Homestead and let's show them some support and some love. Take care, everyone, and peace out.